Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back to Dragon Ball Nation. Now today I'm giving you guys an episode 68 review for Dragon Ball Super. This was a pretty okay episode. It's nothing special. The Trunks arc just ended last week, so we saw the end of the Zamasu obviously, and that arc wrapped up. So this episode was really, if you saw the preview, it was just a little filler episode to keep the series going, flowing. So it revolves around Goku trying to wish King Kai back to life after, he obviously died when Goku teleported Cell to his planet and he kind of blew up. He died back then and he's finally now going to revive him. And by the way, as always guys, this is translated by Herms from Kanzenju on Twitter. He translates these episodes live as they air. I'll leave a link to his Twitter, of course, down below. Always show him love and support for translating these for everyone that likes to watch it live. But there's like a side story where it's like half the story where Bulma's trying to build a time machine or fix it up again, seemingly for no real reason, and just for the challenge. She's not really trying to go to the future, although the part she needs to fuel the machine is only available apparently in the future. So this leads her to want to wish for this part from Shenron and all that. Everyone wants their wish in this episode. Everyone's fighting over who gets the wish from Shenron, and there are two wishes here. We do get two wishes with Shenron, but Bulma's building the time machine and secretly fixing it up. Goku stops in to get the Dragon Radar so we can start finding Dragon Balls to wish King Kai back to life. And it's kind of fun because, what's the real point? I understand that Goku got him killed, and I think it is right for Goku to revive him. But it doesn't seem like being alive or dead really would matter to King Kai. It doesn't seem to really change anything, does it? So, it's a little weird. We get scenes of 18, Chi-Chi, Marin shopping, looking for something. She's looking for something for Krillin in this episode. So, that ends up being what she wants to wish for as well. It really is kind of a comical episode. Even though I didn't laugh a lot, I could see a lot of people laughing a lot of these jokes. There were some pretty funny scenes, especially they got Pilaf comedy right in this episode, actually. He was getting hit, and a lot of physical humor that was done pretty well in the episode. Bulma's, getting Beerus and Whis distracted so they don't mess with the time machine, because obviously they're gonna be especially Beerus would be pretty upset about a time machine and time travel just in general. So we get a lot of that, but Goku eventually gets the Dragon Balls gathered up, of course, wishes for, has Shenron rise out of the balls, and everyone kind of notices the sky go dark, except for Beerus and Whis, because they're still eating. Everyone kind of gathers around. We get Oolong, Gohan, 18, Roshi, and the Pilaf gang are trying to go and get a wish, but there's just multiple scenes where Pilaf starts running towards the dragon to make a wish, and he just gets hit by some random object. It was pretty funny. Goten and Trunks want to wish for stuff, but the 18 says that it's bad for kids. They shouldn't have wishes being granted. But the first wish does get given to Gohan because Pan has a fever, and Earth medicines aren't going to work on Saiyans, apparently. So that's an interesting thing. I'll go, what really classifies as Earth medicine? Just traditional stuff? Because obviously, Bulma got the heart virus medicine for Goku, and then Trunks obviously went back to the past, gave it to Goku, that fixed him up. So I don't know what they mean exactly by Earth medicine. They must mean, traditional stuff. And apparently, they don't even mention sensu beans. I would assume a sensu bean would cure a fever, right? Maybe it doesn't. Maybe sensu beans don't work on disease or illnesses, possibly. I don't think that's ever been something that's been shown in Dragon Ball before. I could be wrong. I could be missing something, but it is a little interesting to see that. But he gets the first wish to heal Pan, which I think that when I saw the preview, I talked about this in my predictions for the episode, I thought this episode was going to be kind of lame, kind of not that great. Kind of mean-spirited, I guess, because King Kai he deserves to be brought back to life if that's what he wants. He pretty much got he got sacrificed along with Goku to save the entire Earth and really the universe. So, realistically, he should be allowed to be revived with without pretty much anyone wanting to interfere. I think it still is a little weird to see everyone fighting over a wish when King Kai is in so much of he's totally should be allowed to be brought back to life without anyone interfering. It's just kind of crazy. I think that it is a weird type of story. I don't think it was done poorly. I think they did it the best way they could have, given the fact that they are trying to make everyone be selfish and get their own wishes. Obviously, you can imagine what Roshi wants, right? Hot babes, right? Bulma wants the piece for her machine, the fuel source. 18 wants a prize for Krillin, and Goten and Trunks don't really know exactly what they want. But Goku's trying to wish for King Kai to be revived here, and everyone's cutting him off, and King Kai just goes and interrupts him and is just saying they basically want King Kai to be revived another time, and King Kai's just arguing away with that, which, again, completely in his right. Goku's trying to get King Kai back to life, and Bulma really wants the last wish. So she says that, well, you know, it's my Dragon Radar, so I should get the wish. She's making it so everyone else that wants wishes, she's kind of fulfilling those wishes herself. So 18 wants to get something for Krillin. She tells 18. I thought it was actually a really good scene. She tells 18, you know, Krillin will be fine with just you. He's happy with just you and Marin. So that was a cool little scene to have in there. Some nice, I guess you could say, development. Roshi wants hot babe, so Bulma calls a bunch of her friends, I guess, to hang out, or it was either friends or prostitutes or strippers, I don't really know. And she also has 18 give Oolong her panties. And by the way, we also got a reanimated scene of the first wish in Dragon Ball, which was Oolong wishing for panties. And it was cool to see it reanimated like that. We saw Mai in the shot, so Mai looked like her Dragon Ball Super variant, obviously. So it was kind of cool to see that in the episode. I like that reanimated style. But 18 gets a bunch of money. And I'm assuming that she's going to give him the panties. I mean, they never really show it. She just kind of flicks him away. Unless she threw the panties at him, but I didn't really catch that, I guess. But she gets a ton of money thrown at her. And it comes down to Goku, who... I mean, Goten and Trunks don't know what they want, so they're not going to wish for anything. It comes down to Bulma saying to Goku, if you get this blue crystal for me, which is this fuel source for the machine, it's in the center of the earth. Come down to get it, and I'll let you have the wish. So Goku goes down to the earth, and he's wearing like this heat resilient suit, which I thought was really weird because, I mean, obviously, and I know it may be a bad comparison, but in GT, you know, when Goku was fighting Nova Shenron as a Super Saiyan 4, he was tanking Nova's hits, and he's like, oh, not even the heat of the sun will hurt me, and all that stuff. So I thought it was kind of funny, and obviously it's Dragon Ball being Dragon Ball, inconsistent, two different sides of the franchise, too. So I hope no one's really going to use that as a power scaling reference, because it's obviously, it really doesn't mean anything, I don't think. It's a filler episode. It doesn't really mean a lot, at least that's just my opinion, but I thought it was kind of interesting that he did wear a heat suit, because I don't really think it added anything. I mean, I think it would have been just fine to have him go down normal. It's not like it would have hurt him at all, but, you know, whatever, that's kind of weird. But Goku gets the crystal. Beerus and Whis end up coming to Shenron, and of course, Shenron being afraid of Beerus and Whis. By the way, they had Shenron wait there even longer, because Bulma was saying, you know, Beerus is here, and, you know, Shenron's like shitting his pants. Well, if he had pants. Shitting his pants over the fact that Beerus is here, so he's waiting around. So it gets to the point where Beerus ends up going there, finds out about the time machine, breaks the crystal that Goku got, then flicks his finger to blow up the time machine that's inside of Capsule Corp. It was pretty crazy to see Beerus flick and to blow up a single object that he chooses. He didn't like look at it, he just flicked. He must have just thought of it and flicked, and it was destroyed. It was kind of crazy, actually, to see that. But Bulma doesn't get her crystal for the machine. Time machine's destroyed, and Goku goes in to make his wish without any interruptions. And right before he can finish the wish, Shenron leaves because he's so scared of Beerus. And I knew from the start that when we saw that crystal was going to be the fuel source, and Beerus breaks it, that I knew that Bulma wouldn't get what she wanted, because Beerus in the preview was breaking the crystal. That has nothing to do with the quality of the episode. I think it was just bad editing on their part in the previous for the preview, which doesn't really affect the episode itself. You shouldn't compare the preview and the episode together, I guess, in terms of your opinion, I guess. I don't really know how to put that. I thought it was an interesting end. I didn't really expect King Kai to get revived because even though it's not a huge story element, I think that it's a big enough change that it wouldn't be something that would happen in a filler episode, right? Because an effect like that would have an effect on the rest of the series, or how King Kai is visually perceived in the rest of the series, you know, without a halo. I didn't really think he was going to get revived, to be honest with you. But it was cool to see Gohan get a wish to help Pan out. I thought that was a good little scene. But I thought overall the episode was pretty solid. It's a little tough to talk about, I guess, because not a lot really did happen, because it is just it's not a slice of life episode, but it is just continuing the story along, it's a comedy episode, right? I think it could have been done a little bit better in some parts, but I think overall it was entertaining. It definitely wasn't poor. Had some solid animation, even though there wasn't a whole lot going on to really animate. It was all just talking, moving around a little bit, and stuff like that. So I did think overall it was very good. Hopefully you guys did as well. Dragon Ball Super has really been doing good recently. I know a lot of guys have been have been really talking a lot down to the Trunks arc, and I can see reasons why people maybe wouldn't like it towards the end. It's got a lot of problems in terms of consistency and some story elements, but I really did enjoy the Trunks arc still. But that's pretty much it. It's definitely a tougher episode to talk about, I think. Other than that, guys, thanks for watching this video. I'd like to, real quick, I mean, I know I've had people comment this before, and especially I commented last week. People say, like, is this a summary or a review? And I'm very confused when people say it, because I think most people obviously summarize the episode when they review it, because you're talking about key points and then giving your thoughts on them. Not everything you can give your thoughts on. It's just like, this happened and this happened, which led to this point in the story, and there's my thought on this specific part. I just think it's kind of weird when people say, like, is this a summary or a review, when it's pretty clearly a review if you use your ears. But I mean, you don't have to. I just like to recap the episode, especially because there are people that don't watch the episode, then they watch a review without watching the episode. You have to recap for them. But I just think it's important to talk about the points that happen and then give my thoughts on them as they go. That's how you give examples of things you like, how you give examples of things you didn't like. It's pretty simple to grasp, and maybe I'm ranting a little. I think I'm keeping it actually pretty calm right now, but that's about it. I just wanted to throw it out there, and I'm probably going to get like a few dislikes from people that did have that mindset, I guess. I mean, that's fine. But I'm going to close it off now, guys. I'd like to thank you guys for watching this video, and of course, I'll catch you later.